Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. Guys, today we're going to dive into the altcoins. What I want to do is encourage you to take a look at this altcoin with an open mind, okay? I know what you want to hear. Everybody wants to hear that their coin is going to 50x, 100x. I get it. I want to hear that too, okay? But listen to me. I've been through 3 bull markets and I'm now in my 3rd bear market, okay? And I'm not saying I'm always correct, okay? But I know how these things go, okay? We're going to look at the coin from a technical standpoint. How many of you a few weeks ago, as your coin was going up 60, 70, 100%, was listening to the influencers telling you this time is different, super cycle, Bitcoin dominance is headed down, alt season is here, blah, 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 blah. And today your coin is probably down 50%. Okay, don't listen to the noise. Okay, we're going to look from a technical standpoint. Okay, I don't know about your fundamentals of your coin. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. We can't predict what may happen later, what partnerships may come in, what scandals may come up. We can't predict those types of things, but what we can predict and know for a fact are things like tokenomics, circulating supply, technical analysis. Those things don't change. So we can look at it from a technical standpoint and take a realistic approach to what this coin might do. If anything comes later, like some sort of hopium or some sort of deal or some sort of thing like that in the economy with your coin, where it gets worldwide mass adoption, great, that's a bonus. But be prepared for less, okay? Or be prepared for a more realistic target. The biggest mistake I made in my first cycle was listening to everyone else who said that my coin was going to 50, 60x. And as I sat here and watched it 10 and 15x, which was great, I didn't take profit because I was waiting on that 50x because I believed the narrative. And I wound up writing that coin all the way back down and round tripping it, right? I learned from that mistake. If you're not at least open-minded to hearing what a conservative approach would be, then you're only showing your inexperience in this market. So don't be inexperienced. If you are inexperienced, at least try to learn, okay? If I think your coin's going to 100x, I'm going to tell you that. If I think it's going to 5x, I'm going to tell you that. If I think it's going to 0, I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to keep it real with you. I know I could get way more clicks by just coming in and shouting 100x, but that's not going to serve you anything good in the future. So let's take a realistic approach to these coins, and we'll see if we can figure out where a good bull market top is going to be. Let's take a look at the charts. Here we go. Here we're taking a look at Optimism, OP. I am on the Kraken weekly time frame. I'm looking at Kraken because that is what I trade on. I spot trade on Kraken. It doesn't have the most price history. Coinbase actually does. So I've gone and taken this section here from Coinbase, this fractal. I copied this from Coinbase. This is the previous price action for about a year or so that the coin was not listed on Kraken. I went and copied this and pasted it on the Kraken chart and lined it up. So this is the previous price action, not shown, but I have it here so that I can use it for targets, support and resistance and things like that. So a nifty little trick. What we want to look at here in order to figure out a possible target for the next bull cycle is market cap and circulating supply. Never mind the hype. Never mind what narrative might come with this coin. If those things come, great, we'll take more profit. If not, we need to know the bare bones technicals of what we can likely expect as far as performance, because you may not get those things that everyone is telling you you're going to get, okay? To get our market cap and circulating supply, we're going to hop on over to Coin Market Cap. You can come over to Coin Market Cap, type in your coin. I've already typed in Optimism. And what I want to look at, you have price chart and market cap. And I want to look at the market cap. And I'm going to go look for the peaks of the last cycle, or really the full history. But in this particular case, there's just one cycle, partial cycle at that. And I'm going to look for the all-time high market cap. And we can see right here, this is coming in at $4.6 billion. Okay, and at that price, Optimism was $4.86. So you can do the math on that, which would be market cap divided by price, and that gives you a circulating supply of 1.1 billion coins. Now, here's where most people get it wrong. I want you to pay attention to this. This is from a technical standpoint. Again, not a fundamental. You reached $4.86 with a 1.1 billion circulating supply. That means that's how many coins were in circulation at this time, okay? If your coin has tokens being unlocked either daily, monthly, annually, whatever it is, or one big lump sum on a particular date, you need to be aware of that because it significantly affects price. For example, at 1.1 billion coins here, you're at 46, but if you had 2.2 billion coins, that's double the circulating supply with the same market cap, your price would have been half that. Your price would have been $2.43. So it can significantly affect your price. So you need to know if in the future, in the next cycle, if you're going to have more coins. If you have a significant amount more coins, it is very unlikely that you ever return to all-time high. Also, Fibonacci retracements levels do not work on coins that have token unlocks. The reason being, a fib is great for short term because it's very unlikely your coin has a significant unlock on a day-to-day basis, although it could. But on a long-term basis, if you have, your price was 486 with 1 billion coins, and then later you have 4 billion coins, you can't expect to retrace to certain fib levels with 4 times the saturation in the market. So fibs don't work on coins that have big unlock schedules. For example, looking at Optimism, again, here at 486, you had this is so crucial, guys. You had 1.1 billion coins in circulation. As of now, today, June 6, 2026, you have 2.15 billion, so double the amount of coins, okay? And I know we're in a bear market, but just bear with me, okay? We went and looked at, and you can see that here right now, it's showing circulating supply at 2.15 billion. Total circulating supply is 4.29 billion. Okay, so that means when all is said and done, whenever this unlock schedule may be at the end of the day, or at the end of the unlock schedule, could be this year, could be next year, could be 20 years from now, but when all is said and done, you'll have 4.29 billion maximum coins in the market. Okay. And I've went and looked at the unlock schedule, and by Q4 of 2029, which is the projected top. Now, if the top comes sooner or later, this could change, but crypto typically tops, although you topped in Q1 of 24 here. So that it may be different, but if crypto tops in Q4 of 2029, which is a projection, Optimism will have 4 billion coins in the market, okay? 4 billion coins based upon its unlock schedule. And you can go look up the unlock schedule to calculate that, but it's correct. Do your own research or take my word for it. So knowing that, and I can't predict what partnerships they may have along the way, how this narrative is going to catch fire or not catch fire, all I can do is assume that hopefully Optimism does at least the same market cap as it did last cycle. Okay, maybe it does more, maybe it does less, but I'm going to assume it does the same. Okay, that is a safe way to kind of guesstimate things and see if there are things that line up there. So if it does the same market cap of 4.68 billion, what you would do is take your market cap divided by your circulating supply of 4 billion, which is what we're anticipating. Again, if this happens in 2028 and not 2029, you may only have 3.5 billion. So your price could be slightly different. We just have to be aware of this as we get closer to the top. But if you took the same all-time high market cap at 4.6 billion divided by 4 billion, your projection in unlocked coins, that would give you a price here of $1.33. That would be what the matching price based upon the new circulating supply would be of your all-time high market cap, okay? That would bring price to $1.33, whereas back in the last cycle with 1.1 billion coins, you came to 486. So that's the saturation or the dilution of the market that is caused by token unlocks. So therefore, if you return to all-time high market cap, you're going to be at $1.33 in Q4 of 2029. Let's see if we have anything that lines up with that. I did go ahead and throw on the value range or the volume profile for this upper range of the bull market and kind of headed down towards the bear market. And right at $1.33, just a couple of cents higher at $1.38, comes in the point of control of the range. So for me, that is really good confluence. And you can kind of see where you got this head and shoulders pattern on the chart, kind of something. I know this is very roughly drawn, but you can kind of see that somewhere in there. This was the breakdown area. So to me, this is a really great target for you to come back, retest the breakdown area, point of control, all-time high market cap, and that's decision point. Do you continue higher, or is that all she wrote? You reject from there and head down to a new bear market, okay? So for a realistic target for me, I'm looking for $1.33. Now, from a price standpoint, $1.33, and we're at 96 cents. You're going to be looking at about a 13 to 14x from current price. Okay, that is our price prediction. We are looking for a 13 to 14x from Optimism from current price. We're looking for a total of $1.33. We'll check back here in a couple of years and see how this prediction turned out, but this is our realistic price prediction based upon the technicals. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Check out more videos just like this. We will give updates on Optimism and other altcoins along the way. I'll see you guys next time.